Level. So let's start sitting, and I think you can come to whatever position is comfortable for you, maybe an easy seated cross-legged position, or maybe sitting back on your heels, hands on knees, sitting up nice and tall. So in this pose, for most of us, balance is pretty straightforward. And we're going to think about our foundation, think about the parts of the body that are connecting with the floor. We've also got this umbrella theme for the month of clarity. So we're going to get really clear on which part of our bodies is supporting us and allowing us to feel balanced. So let's take some head circles, letting the neck do a full rotation. You don't want to drop the head back too far, you want to come up and over rather than going back if you can. And as you start to circle, your breath might start to slow down as it threads into the movement. Coming back up to centre and then switching directions. So left ear to left shoulder, chin down to chest, and coming up and over. And then letting the shoulders start to circle. What's always interesting to do in morning practice, the connective tissue is all a little bit fluffy and sticky. Things tend to feel more crunchy than later on today. So it's a great time to get a clear idea of how your body's feeling. It's much more communicative. And taking those elbows and circling. So because we are going to be doing some standing balances, if you're feeling wobbly today, feel free to grab blocks or big books to use as a block, or a piece of furniture, do your practice next to a piece of furniture that you can hold on to. Okay, let's take a full arm extension. Just notice what's going on through the sitting bones as the arms come up and over. Your foundation is shifting constantly to accommodate these really quite far-reaching stretches that you're doing through your arms. Well done. And then we'll bring our feet out in front, hip width apart, and we'll take hands behind. Drop knees over to the right, looking to the left. And notice what's going on here in the pelvis as you rock from side to side. You get this little massage that comes to the gluteus maximus. Loves a massage. And notice how much weight is on your hands and how much is on your feet. You've got 3 points of contact, your sitting bones, your hands and your feet. Where's the weight distributed? And then come back up. Take your hands around the backs of your thighs and bring your shins parallel to the floor. So you've got your hands wrapped around your legs, giving you a bit of support. And now notice now where your point of foundation is. And with your hands supporting your legs, this can be quite a comfortable place to be actually. Just play with dropping the lower spine, sinking down as if you were collapsing, and then inhaling, lifting the heart. So you get a full range of what's possible during this pose and all its variations. Navasana, the boat pose. And then settle at the place where your spine, the lower spine is lifting. Pull your tummy button in to support your spine. Lift up through your pelvic floor. And then squeeze your knees and your ankles together. And then take the arms away and see if you can bring them parallel to the shins. So it's a very different point of contact with the floor. It's a different kind of balance. And possibly you can still hear the sound of your breath here. A nice ujjayi breath. Taking the hands to the backs of the shins. Bring the feet down, hands behind you as you come back into that 3 point of contact, twisting from side to side. Coming back up to centre, take the soles of the feet together, drop the knees out to the side, hold onto your toes, knees bouncing. Inhale as you sit up, drop the chin towards the chest and roll forward, crown of head, heading down towards toes. The elbows might gently press against the inner thighs, and you might have a little sweep from side to side through the heart. A little wriggle. Inhaling as you come back up. Bring the knees together. Take your arms parallel to the floor and bring the legs up again. Navasana once more. Just be sure that that lower back is feeling strong, the tummy button is scooping in. And for those of you with a really strong core who want to work the core, you can straighten the legs. Be sure that doesn't immediately affect the lower back. It does slightly on me, so I'm going to soften. And then crossing the ankles. Tuck the feet in. Bring your hands either side of your hips. And press down through your hands, lifting the pelvis up off the floor. Watch the exchange of foundation between sitting bones and hands. And then coming back down again. Okay, and then we're going to come and lie on our tummies. So lying flat on your tummy is a great place for a foundation. You couldn't have a broader foundation. Let the hands hover level with your chest, just an inch off the floor. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Press the hips into the floor. And gently lift the heels up off the floor and lift your gaze so your collarbone is coming away from the floor, that your lower ribs might not be. It's just a small movement. And then exhale as you come down. Let's do a second version. Inhaling as you come up. Maybe you come a tiny bit higher, but it's just a smidgen of a movement. Exhaling as you come down. And now noticing how the transfer of foundation takes place. So here, you've got pretty much everything touching the floor. As you inhale, things start to rise, and the foundation becomes the pubic bone, the pelvis. Maybe bring your arms back behind you and take some breaths here. As you breathe deeply, there's almost a rocking movement. The foundation starts to shift. Your tummy takes a little bit. Exhaling as you come down, hands either side of chest. We're going to push down into the hands, sit back on the heels. Separate the knees apart so you can lay your torso down between your thighs, forehead to the floor. Breathing into the back of your lungs. Slowly coming up onto all fours. I think this pose is called bird dog. I have no idea why. It seems like a strange name to me. Fingers are wide apart, wrists are beneath shoulders, knees are beneath hips. As you inhale, you're going to take the right leg out behind you and the left leg forward so it's alongside your ear. You're looking down at the mat. So now the transfer of foundation has moved in a diagonal across your body. And then as you exhale, bring the elbow and the knee together. Pull the tummy in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw in. Noticing all the time the tiny adjustments happening through the leg and the arm and the wrist and the hand, the pelvis, to allow you to do this movement. And exhale as you come down, coming back onto all fours, and then you notice the shift as you level out. You become neutral. We'll do the same on the other side 3 times. So inhaling, left leg, right arm. Exhale, drawing in to the midline, tapping knee to elbow. Inhale, extending. Exhale, tapping. Inhale, extending. And exhale, tapping. Coming back to all fours. Tuck your toes under, sit back on your heels and walk your hands in, bringing your hands to your waist. Let's stretch to your waist, no, to your heart. Stretching out the plantar fascia. And shift the foundation once again. As we start to move into the standing poses, the feet are going to work harder than usual. And then bringing your hands back down to the mat, tap the tops of your feet. Just be sure there's no pressure going on in there. Again, the toes tuck under, push the mat away through the hands. Keep the knees really bent as you come into a bent leg down dog. And then play with straightening the legs, heels dropping down to the floor. As you inhale and as you exhale, bend the knees again and come back, pushing the sitting bones away from your hands. And moving between those 2 points. And what you might be able to sense is that actually as the legs straighten and bend, it's the lower back that shifts, that changes, that accommodates. As you inhale, walk your feet slowly forwards until they come up to the hands at the front of your mat. Fingers are staying poised down at the floor. As you inhale, look forwards, and then as you exhale, soften your knees and fold. Inhale, straighten the legs, look forwards, keep the hands on the floor, and exhale, soften the knees and fold. If it's impossible to keep your hands on the floor, that's just a sign that you've got extraordinarily long legs. And don't worry, you can bring your hands to your shins. It's one of those curses of beauty you just have to live with. You long-legged ones. Okay, and then staying down, keep the knees bent, tuck the tailbone down as if we were going to come into seated chair pose. Look forwards and bring your hands to your heart. So almost like having a wee when you're camping kind of pose. And then you're going to lift the heels up off the floor. And then bring the heels back down again. Let's do that 2 more times. I've got quite a good leg shake going on. Well done, bringing the heels back down. Stay in this funny little squat. Take the weight to your right foot and extend. Oop, went a bit fast there. Slowly extend, bring the left heel up behind you. And then extend both legs so we come up into an angel pose. And then bend both knees slowly as you come back down. Heel is kind of tucked in towards bottom. And both feet come to the floor. And we'll do the same on the other side. So the weight shifts across to left foot. Right heel comes up towards bottom. Legs start to straighten and extend. And then exhale. Knees together, tucking down low. Bringing both feet to the floor. Inhale as you come all the way up. And exhale as you fold. Inhale as you look forwards. Exhale as you bend the knees, come down low.
Notice what's going on in the soles of the feet. Inhale, looking forward, straighten the legs. Exhale as you bend and fold. Inhale as you look forward, straightening the legs. And exhale as you fold. We're going to repeat that one more time. So bring your hands to your heart. Weight shifts to the left foot. Right heel lifts up behind you. Everything lifts and straightens. And exhale, knees together. Feet together, coming down low. Other side. Lifting the left heel. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, tuck. And bend and come both feet to the floor. Inhale as you come all the way up. And exhale, fold. Let's let this forward bend be more of a sort of dangling forward bend. So you can fold your elbows, chin to chest. Have a little sway. Soften the knees, release the arms and slowly roll your way up to standing. As we come into Tadasana, hands are at your side, both feet are equal measure of weight distribution. Tuck the tailbone under, tuck the lower ribs under, and tuck the chin in. And imagine a thread pulling the crown of the head up towards the sky. Shoulders gliding away from the ears. A good Tadasana feels like such a great place to be. Okay. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend your knees again, taking your arms up. So we're in a classical seated chair pose. As you exhale, take the weight across to your left foot, pick up the right knee and thread it across, coming into Garuda. Left elbow forward, right over the top, palms come together. Everything squeezes. Unravel the arms. Inhale as you bring that right knee up in front of you. Your left hand's going to come across to the outside of the right knee. And your right hand's going to extend out behind you as you turn your gaze to the right. You can stay here holding the knee, or you can take hold of the foot. Not sure how this is going to go for me this morning. There we go. As she falls over. Can't do a balance practice without falling over. It's like making an omelette. Got to break those eggs. Okay. And then from this pose, you're going to extend both arms out. You're going to let the left hand lead you forward as the right leg goes back. And you're going to come down into half moon. Bring both hands down to the floor, lift the back heel, so now you've got 3 points of contact with the floor. Push down equally through all three. Soften the supporting leg, tuck the right knee behind as you lower yourself down to the ground. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, take it across, bring the left hand behind. Nice twist. Easy foundation here. Less balance required of you. As you breathe, notice that there is movement in the torso. You don't just take a shape and hold it. You're constantly in flux, you're constantly moving and flowing. Release. Bring your hands down to the floor. Take your weight into the left leg and come all the way back up. Bringing that right heel up high behind you, and then step your feet together. Both feet on the floor, much easier to balance. Inhale as you look forwards, exhale as you wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a hug. And draw your torso towards your thighs. Release the arms, soften the knees. Inhale as you come slowly up, reaching your arms up high overhead. Exhale, classical seated chair pose. Shift the weight to the right foot. Left knee rises, wraps across, threads its way around. Left elbow comes forward, right over the top, palms together. Pressing the elbows forward, squeezing all that you can into the midline of you. Releasing the arms, bringing that left knee up in front of you, right hand across, left hand behind. Turning to face the left. Stay like that, or take hold of the foot. Again, if it's a struggle, it's probably because your legs are so elegant and long. And then releasing that foot, the right hand's going to lead you forwards as you come into half moon. Well done, everyone. Bring both hands down to the floor. Lift the back heel, bring the chin towards the chest. And then exhale, soften the supporting leg, tuck the left knee behind, lower yourself down to the ground. Inhale as the left arm rises, and exhale as the elbow comes across and right hand comes behind. Bringing your hands back to the front of the mat. Hands stay grounded as you straighten the right leg, bring the left leg up high, and then step your feet together. Hands to your waist, soften your knees. Inhale as you come all the way up. And we're going to step feet wide apart. We'll do some wide legged forward bends. Inhale as you reach your arms up. Soften your knees just a touch so that you can be sure that the soles of the feet are flat to the floor. It's quite easy to collapse the instep here, and you can kind of counter that by pressing the little toe edge of your foot down into the floor. Inhale, and as you exhale, fold forwards, bringing your hands directly in line with your feet. 4 points of contact with the floor. Inhale as you look ahead. Exhale as you fold. You can start to do minuscule kind of almost swaying from side to side with the hips. And that gives you a shifting tide of foundation. And you get a nice little stretch in the inner thigh, or at least I do in my body when I do that. Okay, let's walk hands over to the right foot. Wrap your left hand around the outside of the right ankle And reach the right hand up high. Exhale, both hands down to the floor. And walking your hands over to the left. Right hand wraps around the outside of the left ankle and the left hand rises. And bring both hands down to the floor. And then we're going to play with a little bit of arm balance here, so you can choose to totally ignore this. You can stay exactly where you are if you want. Walk your hands forward, ahead of you, parallel to one another. You're going to take the heels in and the toes in, so your legs are a little bit closer together. And you're going to bend your knees, and see if you can place your knees up on the tops of your forearms. I'll do this from the side, be easier for you to see. So my knees are tucked up onto the top of my arms, kind of close to my armpits. I'm going to keep that contact knee to arm as I lift my tailbone and look ahead. And then I'm going to play with placing the weight in my hands. Feet can stay on the floor. You're not bringing your chin towards your chest, or you're just going to go into a forward roll. You're looking ahead. And for some of you, you might want to lift the toes, the feet up off the floor, bringing the toes together. Or not. And then exhale as you come down. Let's lie down on our backs. That was a full morning practice, wasn't it? Lying down on your backs with your knees bent, arms open in a T, knees to the right, gaze to the left. And inhale to center, knees to the left, gaze to the right. And coming back to center, bring the knees in, give them a hug. Press the lower back into the floor, such a nice foundation here. And with ankles crossed, you can rock your way back up to sitting. Hands to heart. That was our Tuesday morning practice, everyone. You're going to be so clear and so balanced today. It's going to be a joy. Thank you so much for joining. The love in me sees the love in you. Take care.